Hi, good evening. I'd like to welcome you back to Poem Praise 2. I do thank you for tuning in, and I certainly hope that peace and blessings have been, is, and will be upon you and your family. Now, let us go right ahead and get into take number 10. And let's finish up the second chapter. Okay, you ready? We're going to go to game number 9, and it goes like this. Game number 9 against Kansas State, K-State. This game was played in Manhattan, Kansas. This game was interesting. K-State got energy from somewhere because we stomped on their throat in the first half. But they managed to keep the game close. We jumped out to a 38-5 lead by halftime. We were coasting and then had to wake up at the wheel because K-State almost came back. They scored 20 in the third quarter on us. That was the most points our defense had given up in a quarter so far this year. No doubt they took that personal. We finished the game winning 51-25. At least we broke our road slump of scoring under our season average of 50 plus points per game. Game number 10 against Iowa State. This game was played at our stadium and had a special feel surrounding it. Mike was on his way to breaking the single-season touchdown record, and we wanted to make sure he did it. He broke the record on his 24th touchdown of the year. The new Big 8 conference record belonged to my guy, and it was well deserved. Also, we set a couple of personal records. We scored 72 points, which was the most points scored against any team in our Memorial Stadium. Also, our 72 points were the most scored against any Big 8 team. The records we were able to break, plus our 10-0 record, was pretty good, to say the least. Game 11, Kansas, Kayuu. This game was played at our stadium. This was Mike's game. Not only did he drop 285 rushing yards on Kayuu in the first half, he scored 4 more touchdowns to extend the single-season touchdown record to 28. Also, he set the single-season rushing record for the Big 8 Conference and Nebraska University. He rushed for 2,219 yards on the season. I can say, being on the field with Roger Craig and Mike Rozier, I was blessed to be able to witness some truly great running back performances in college football history. We finished this game by beating Kayuu 67-13. We finished the regular season a perfect 11-0. We outscored our opponents that year 596-165. We averaged 52 points per game. Game 12, Big 8 Conference Championship against OU. This game was played in Norman, Oklahoma. As you can see, the Oklahoma Sooners were the closest thing we had to a rivalry during my time in Nebraska. We were aware of the danger of OU, so we went into this game focused. Our defense wouldn't be front and center for this one again. We scored first, but went back and forth with the Sooners coming from behind on 2 separate occasions. We would put the padlock on the Sooner offense in the last minute of the game by defending their passing on back-to-back plays, locking up our third straight Big 8 Conference championship, winning 28-21. Orange Bowl is next. A return to the Orange Bowl. It was 61 degrees in January, just a year removed from the devastating riots of last year. And this year the game was heavily attended. This was the golden anniversary of the Orange Bowl. Of course, being undefeated and this being the 50th Orange Bowl played made this game a huge draw for TV ratings. Although we had a dominating season up to this point, we were not in favorable situation because we were set to play the one-loss Miami Hurricanes in Miami in their home stadium. If you do not know by now, I am not one to mince words, but how the heck does Miami get to play in the Orange Bowl and it is their normal home stadium? I know we are by the ocean, but this is too fishy. Of course, the Orange Bowl committee made sure to give out a large number of seats to the Nebraska contingencies. But come on, it was still a home game for the Hurricanes. They had their 6'5" quarterback, so the height of the quarterback, 6 feet, not 6 inches. Oh, wait, that'd be small, wouldn't it? So, 6 feet, 5 inches quarterback, Bernie Kosar, and their legend of a coach, Howard Schnellenberger. Ooh, let me spell his last name for you. That was a doozy. Schnellenberger. But we did not give a damn. We had Coach Osborne, record-setting Gill, future NFL star Irving, and Heisman winner Mike Rozier. Forget the small talk. Let's get it on. On the opening drive, we moved with ease down the field. The offense stalled and we had to settle for a field goal. I will not say we were stunned, but when they blocked the field goal, we were taken aback for a second. They outscored us in the first quarter 17-0. It was the worst first quarter of the season. We snapped out of this seemingly offensive fog and scored 14 in the second quarter while holding them scoreless. We went into the half only down 3, and in the third quarter we flip-flopped and only scored 3 while they ran off 14. We entered the fourth quarter 31-17. We rattled off a run for a touchdown to bring the score to 31-24 with 6 minutes and 55 seconds left in the game. Gil was tired and we were all gassed. I remember looking down the sideline and Gil had the oxygen mask on trying to catch his breath. On the kickoff after our touchdown, special teams swarmed their kicks returner, number 44, Keith Griffin, and almost made him cough it up. We nailed them behind the 6-yard line. We almost grabbed a safety as Kosar fell back and our defensive end, Bill Weber, came off the edge like a wild man heading for Kosar's blind side. Webb actually hit Kosar, but he was able to get it off in time. And number 40, Ed Brown, side note, I really wanted to beat Miami. They had no respect. Mike actually left the game a few plays back with an injury, and do not know that raggedy mascot of a Hurricanes carried around the field a effigy on a rope with Mike's jersey number on it. Lucky, I was focused on the game because I would have taken out that damn clown. Back to the game. Now, number 44, Mike Knox, was laying the wood on this drive. He was a hard-hitting linebacker. Most people do not know that Mike hit so hard that he broke 5 helmets that year. We were able to keep them on their heels by blitzing a lot. They broke a few plays, and the one that probably was the most noticeable is when number 16, Albert Bentley, broke a run and slipped on the 32-yard line with 3 minutes and 41 seconds left in the game. Actually, on that series, Kozar broke for the record for passing yards in the Orange Bowl with 300. But that did not help them at this point. We stopped them on the 3rd down with 1 minute and 53 seconds to go in the game. And I remember Mike sitting on the sideline with ice on his injured leg and wanting to win this for him. Miami missed a field goal wide left, and we had a chance to win the game. We took over on the 25-yard line, and on the first play, Gil hit Irving on a cross pattern, and he took it down to Miami's 43-yard line with 1 minute and 41 seconds left. And our timeouts, we had a chance. We got an injury timeout when number 4, Rodney Bellinger, got hurt and had to be walked off the field. We had an incomplete pass on the next play, which stopped the clock at 1 minute and 28 seconds. Now, on 2nd and 10, Coach called my number. Gil dropped back and hit me with a sweet pass on a beautiful pattern across the field. And I do not remember who was covering me, but I know I caught the ball and was out of bounds with the 19-yard gain, taking us down to the 26-yard line. It was a perfectly timed pass. We called a timeout at 1 minute and 12 seconds. When the clock started again and our season would meet misfortune at the hands of a dropped pass, Irving went into motion and Gil dropped back on a 2nd and 8 from the 24-yard line, and he had Irving wide open across the middle. Gil hit him right in the hands, and Irving dropped it right in the end zone. Oh my goodness! Irving ran a few yards behind the back of the end zone and just collapsed to his knees. He slammed his helmet on the side. Cameramen started to gather around him and snap. Cameramen started to gather around him and snap photos. I ran full speed over there and grabbed Irv like, "Come on, man, shake it off, get up." I grabbed him and we ran back to our sideline, and I was pointing at the scoreboard telling him, "Man, don't worry about it. We got this." He was devastated. As we went back to the huddle, I was in his ear telling him, "It's all right. We're going to beat these motherfuckers. Just let that shit go." Irv had his hands on his hips, nodding his head, but I know he was shook. Our offense guard, Brian Blankenship, hit Irving on the helmet to add encouragement. I mean, this was a surreal moment because all year Irving was kicking ass and on the biggest stages. He made a small mistake by taking his eyes off the ball. The weight was heavy, but we still had a chance to win. Come on, man. We had the longest streak in college football at the time with 22 straight wins. Down by 7 is nothing for us. Our season rested on the 4th and 8th possession, but we were confident. Gil ran an option sweep to the right and flipped the ball to number 28, Jeff Smith. He took it to the house down the Miami sideline. I knew it. We were elated, but still behind 30-31. What do? Do we go for it with a 2-point conversion, or do we kick the field goal trying the game and giving us a record of 12-0-1? That would make us the only team with a no-loss record, and we would still win the national championship. But Coach wanted to go undefeated, so he went for the win and called a 2-point conversion play. My backup came, My backup came in the game for the 2-point conversion. I remember watching the game from the sideline like a fan. Many people were puzzled as to why we went for 2. But it takes courage. To do so. Yeah, I believed in and I saw that. That decision cost us the championship. Gil dropped back, rolled right, and threw to the same man that got us the score. Jeff could have been a victim of pass interference, but he just did not catch the ball. The game clock read 48 seconds, and the game was all but over. We tried an outside kick, but Miami recovered it, and that was the game. Gil was shook up, as well as all of us. I remember the locker room was so quiet. Coach came in and told us we had no reason to be down because we played our hearts out. We headed to the bus, and I'll never forget the silence and sadness in the air. It was my last college football game. We had set so many records, and to finish short of the goal of a national championship was just devastating to us all. We finished with the Heisman winner, Mike Rozier, on our team, and went down in history as one of the best offensive teams in history, forever commenting the name Scoring Explosion in the record books. I finished the season as the second leading receiver. Not bad for a kid out of Greenville, Texas, with a degenerate off-the-field lifestyle who nobody wanted at birth. Not bad. And that does complete chapter number 2. Take number 10. So stay tuned to take number 11 here on Poem Praise 2. And if you like, hit the like button down at the bottom, comment, share, or you can certainly, if you have any suggestions or questions, you can reach me at poempraise2@yahoo.com. Poem spelled out, P-O-E-M, praise, P-R-A-I-S-E, and the number 2@yahoo.com. So stay tuned, because next that's coming up, you see it, there it is. That's the third quarter, going into the third quarter. And until I speak to you again, be blessed, you and your family. And later, y'all.